Hi there, this is the Psychic Gamers and I'm Peacekeeperalex. I'm a psychic medium who is able to converse with spirits beyond the veil. As my mediumship continued to develop after having a psychic awakening in 2015, I realized that there was a big gaming culture within the confines of the spirit realm, and I felt like I wanted to try my hand at gaming content, as there is a bit of a niche in regards to psychic gamers. The concept is fairly simple, which involves gaming and commentary, but I hope to invoke and talk about some of the things on the minds of spirits within the confines of gaming. I sometimes go to the spirit that remains spirit guides indicated in my gaming content. As a psychic medium, I'm aware of certain situations unfolding around me, and there is sometimes turbulence and conflict in regards to the spirit realm around us during certain moments. The fact that battle within the spirit can arise is something in which I find to be true, and I discern spiritual movements and energies at times in regards to those sorts of things. So I apologize if there is certain chatter and social moments of pause in which I might be utilizing certain communications. There are times when I am doing certain spiritual mechanisms, and it's done to try and protect and defend myself as well as others that remain spirit guides indicated. I sometimes do advocations and disclaimers and that sort of thing. It's something that can affect and impact the spiritual around us, as well as the live dimensional existence that we reside in. It's not meant to upset or anger, and I know that for some it can be tedious. I'm not meaning to cause certain kinds of upsetness and tediousness. When main spirit guides information in light takes precedence in regards to the Psychic Wargamers, which is a part of the Psychic Gamers, the way main spirit guides indicated. I and others defined main spirit guides are advocating for what main spirit guides indicated in regards to these advocations, the way main spirit guides indicated. With that being said, on to the show. We're going to be playing a campaign in regards to Total War 3 Kingdoms. We're going to be playing the Yellow Turban Rebellion. I think I'm going to play He. That's a try. He, leader of the people. Starting situation hard. Gongdu. Oh, these guys look really awesome. I'm gonna go yellow turbans.
Only through faith is meaning found.
So he sees the mandate of heaven.
The mandate of heaven passing from the hand, and knows it is time to pick up the mantle of the Yellow Turban Rebellion and lead them in righteous revolution.
Believes most ardently that if the Taibing Jin, the way of great peace, declares that the land must be purified of evil, then he will be the instrument that delivers that purification. The old dynasty will be purged by war, and he will see the yellow sky rise over a field of blood. Cool. I don't mean to be so overzealous there, but it's been fairly turbulent at times, so can't expect me to be too diplomatic in certain instances. Yeah, so, I mean, I've discerned the spirit around us to exist in multiple kinds of capacity. So when we interact with different kinds of historical gameplay and things of that nature, there is let know at times that that sort of stuff that we affect could be potentially even affecting when those events took place. And, it's been some of the let know upon playing certain kind of gameplay that might be happening even in certain capacities in which we don't fully understand. think I'll play normal here, though. Battle realism. Auto save to cloud. Oh, I don't want to see that. No. Show AI players off. Time of day. Close that. So we got some unique features here. Village healer, economic building chain, population growth, public order. Before growth can happen, sicknesses must be cured. Aid the wounded, occupation option, population growth, income from commerce. The people must be cared for, otherwise this war is for nothing. Character specialization, excels at inspiring troops and fighting at range, but weaker in melee. 50% upgrade for ranged units, plus 6 morale. As well as also unlocked from the start, Yuxia, heavy assault infantry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing some of this correctly, so forgive me if I'm butchering the words that remain for guides indicated. He-Man, noteworthy characters. The most powerful general type Sentinel. I am He-Man, the devil who shoots across the sky. Who dares challenge me? China must be purified.
Embers rise, stark against the night. The tyrant Dong Zhuo wields the flames of destruction. Luo Yang burns. Chaos ignites as the power of the eunuchs is crushed. In the pyre, the Han falters. As the old ways, the corrupt ways, die, a new flag is raised. He knows it is time. The people must dawn like the spring. China is in turmoil. The great empire of the Han, stretching back ages beyond counting, is being devoured by corruption. The Yellow Turbans, thousands strong, began raising their banners in rebellion and seizing commanderies across the realm. In response, generals loyal to the Emperor rose up and put down the rebellion. Yet, despite the victory, the chaos only grew. With the corruption at the very heart of the Empire, the loyal generals stormed the Imperial Palace and killed the 10 eunuchs, the source of China's ills. In the madness, the warlord Dong Zhuo seized the Emperor. With the great warrior Lü Bu at his side, none dared oppose him. In response to Dong Zhuo's brazen display, treason some call it, a coalition of warlords rose up, led by the charismatic Yuan Shao, to save the Han. Faced with united opposition, Dong Zhuo retreated west to his stronghold of Chang'an, razing the old capital Luoyang to the ground as he fled. It is now the year 190 CE, and the coalition has all but collapsed. Warlords on all sides have seen opportunities to build their own fortunes from the chaos. Yellow Turban remnants still stalk the lands, seeking the age of the yellow sky, whilst soldiers of fortune feel the change of fate on the wind and strike out on their own. The scales shift, and China hangs in the balance. See the flames, my lord. Luoyang smolders.
Even though the Han crumbles, the people suffer. Such misery.
You must put a stop to their pain, my lord. Yet you are beset on all sides.
They fear our uprising. They know it spells their doom.
If you do not consolidate, they will overwhelm you.
We are outnumbered. We must pick our battles and preserve our forces. Only once we have weathered this onslaught can we advance on the Han.
We will endure, and then we will attack. The Han dynasty is finished. It is time for a new dynasty to rise.
Ye, the tyrant has thrown China into even greater chaos. Heaven has abandoned the Han. You must lead the Yellow Turbans to claim the mandate of heaven and restore peace. Yet the Han still has might, so you must not charge recklessly into the fray. We're outnumbered, so we must build our strength gradually, consolidate the nearby commanders, defeating any Han loyalists who oppose you, endure their onslaughts, then strike. A yellow sky will rise. A yellow sky will rise. Well, that's why. Better for the happiness rebellions that Maze need to be protected and Maze need. Claim Han Empire regions. Be wary of Wu Bao and his vassals. He seeks to prove the Yellow Turban cause is just in battle. Enemy forces are encroaching on our lands from all sides. The situation is dire, and the flame of our rebellion is all but extinguished. You must consolidate your forces and fight only the battles you must. Well, that would be why.
This is one of your armies, used to attack enemy armies,
So,
conquer
what are we going to be
settlements,
doing here now?
and defend your own territories.
See
Guide
here,
them well, and
There's
China
a couple
will
units
be
here.
yours.
Yoxia,
Shed your sins as the trees shed their leaves.
Yellow Turban Archers, 2 units, and People's Warband. Very cool. Faction sum, revere faction progress, standing in the world, current rank, devoted, accumulate enlightenment by researching reforms, constructing special buildings, increasing character skills, and granting character positions. Once sufficient enlightenment is attained, the next faction rank is unlocked. A higher faction rank provides better bonuses and gives access to new reforms. Armies provided for, characters do not have desire for higher offices. So right now we're at balanced. Go up one, you get one more army. You get very cool. Empowered, ascended, enlightened, yellow sky mandate. So I've noticed certain kind of symbolics in regards to certain things, but I do want to set some stuff straight and say that there is many different kinds of interpretations pertaining to certain movements, but at the heart of it, I feel is a certain kind of honorable mention which really deserves more than just being called an honorable mention, in which really resides with those who create those movements and lead those movements and are a part of those movements to a certain extent for what's acceptable, in which says that and dictates what those movements are about. So just because there's certain kinds of interpretations doesn't necessarily mean that it's solely the only thing that's interpreted. So, for example, I mean, I saw the Yellow Turban trailer, the Yellow Turban Rebellion's trailer in regards to Total War Three Kingdoms, and I sort of had this feeling around me that the spirit sort of, I think, came around me in a certain manner, and I felt certain kinds of, a certain idea, a certain kind of symbolism in regards to something that had to do with happiness. And it's, so to me, I sort of thought that it'd be really cool to play a certain kind of battle and to do a certain kind of spin on it. So, for example, if I was to face off and square, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut over what she's trying to say here. She's trying to teach. I apologize. But with that being said, the idea was to sort of, you know, for two banners and you're fighting in regards to certain kind of battle, you know, for example, yellow banners and red banners, well, predominantly one of the interpretations and symbolics, I think, in regards to some of the colors, in regards to yellow and red. I think on one hand, you sort of think of happiness sometimes when you think of yellow, and sometimes when you think of red, you think of anger. And it's not predominantly in regards to the symbolics in regards to it, but for myself, I think that those are two big ones, you know, in regards to those, well, happiness for yellow and anger for red. So I sort of thought that it would be really cool to sort of play a battle with this, like, emotional, inspired, you know, happiness against anger and see who would win. But you can do it with all kinds of concepts too. It's not just the classics or what you think it would be. You could do all kinds of different ones. You could have a Yellow Turban Rebellion banner in a certain kind of exhibition gameplay and sort of envision them to be sort of industrious, you know, to a certain extent. Or maybe even a certain kind of simplistic. That too, there's that one too. There's like sort of this kind of different kind of interaction in regards to spirits. And at times I've noticed that there is those who operate in a very simple way of life, in which I feel I adhere to in a certain manner. I know that once you move past a certain point in regards to spiritual interaction, that there can be different kinds of things that happen where you might need to do and move past certain kinds of things, or at least augment it in a certain kind of fashion. It would be interesting to find out how different spirits interact in regards to different kinds of advanced languages, and not so in a certain manner. So I think we're gonna build up some characters here. Basically, what was said was that we would want to increase our manpower here. So we're going to stance normal. We're going to go to Runin. Runin is one of our things. How much gold do we have here? We got 3,000. We're going to go here 3,000 iron mine. That might be a good thing to build. I can upgrade iron pits. Can't upgrade that, but I can upgrade this large town. I don't know if that's exactly what I want to do here. We got one city left.
No.
And this guy's just sitting right out there. Bandits. Bandits in the Wilderland. Wearing green cloaks.
What do you wish, my lord? How can I serve,
wonder what his
my lord?
house is. Well, whatever then.
I must refuse.
Game of Thrones callback. Alright, fine.
Some
Well, that
of the
was it.
merchants, I would browse their
whatever.
goods.
Something like that.
My lord, I answer your request.
Well, okay. Let's see here. Ancillaries gained. Well, how do I
Thrust
move
with
this guy?
conviction and strike true. Prepare my chambers. Break their spirit.
No matter how devoted your soldiers
Bandits.
are,
Oh, no, that's I almost weren't bandits. That's the Han Empire.
try to
Jesus.
manage your army's
Different.
movements so they can rest in
How the
safe
mighty have fallen.
locations.
They're Robin Hood in the woods now. It's battle. Oh, we're not gonna have a sniff here. It's about 1,000, was it 1,100? 1,100 taking on 300. It's an honorable death. Zousy, every phrase. Well, that is. Maybe he gets saved. Fairly certain. We'll see how this goes, though. I just want to get him right out of the way. He was standing right by him. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be controlling 2 units Yellow Turban Warriors, as well as the Militia of Virtue, Light Spear Infantry, and Yellow Sky Heralds, Light Sword Infantry. So
At last! Our reinforcements are arriving!
Crow's Nest. So, where are they entering from here? Let's see.
Spearmen! For justice! March quickly! Ready!
Our allies have arrived.
Go! Go!
We got the Yellow Turban Archers, 2 units. People's Warband. I wanted to take a look at this People's Warband, and this game looks absolutely stunning. Just really well, like just beautiful. It really does. The shining yellow banners in the distance. He-Man making a run for it. There's a Zousy. I'm gonna accept this challenge here.
Combat between
I'm
two
gonna send these guys
generals.
forward because he's right
Troops
there.
will honor the duel and not interfere unless ordered otherwise.
Your best is not
Oh!
good enough!
Oh, he jumped off his
Shut
horse,
up
I'm
and
fairly
die.
certain.
One step closer to victory!
Two generals fighting. Mace against spear. 2 maces, I think. Look at that. That's amazing. As my troops march forth to take on the Han. They're just gonna walk right past them. They can just go right past them. Let these guys fight.
Swords drawn! Prepare to battle!
This game is so amazing. I love the animations in regards to it. And the banners, one of the best things about it is the sort of the remnants afterwards. The banners standing up on the ground. There's not much tactic to this one. Basically, I sent 3 swordsmen and a spearman to take them out. You know, that's pretty much it.
Go on, keep up!
The archers are doing their thing.
Is that your best? Come on! Try harder!
The generals are still fighting back here. It looks like Zousy is losing a bit. And so are the troops here on the Han side. Spearmen aren't doing too bad, but they're not making as much of an impact as these swordsmen are. 3 units of swordsmen against some light halberdier infantry, halberd infantry. So they're not gonna have a snap.
Our general needs our aid!
Oh, Jesus.
The time has come! Run! To attention! Strike!
And he is right in the thick of it. He's a healer. And he does. He's got a pouch and everything. All his healing salves. But he's got a big spear and he's not afraid to use it.
The enemy unit flees!
Yeah, the enemy units are fleeing. And the general battle is about to be wrapped up here, I think. They are on the move. Let's see how this goes. today. Whoa. Well, they're still fighting over there. It looks like they've come back to we still want to see the end of this battle, this general fight here. The archer's just standing right there. Their general fight right next to them. Oh, there we go.
They were no match.
As the Han run away, they fought bravely, getting pelted by archers. A lot of them are going down here. A victory is at hand. I'm going to slow it down just a bit, survey the aftermath, do a moment of silence for those who've passed on.
The time has come. Hurry! Move!
Keep it up! That's right!
I did want to get a look at those warband, I think.
Blades
The People's
ready.
Warband. 2 sworded infantry. Interesting. Decisive victory.
When
Just
justice
Victory is
triumphs,
yours,
revelry
and the
awaits.
fate of those you have captured in battle must be decided. You may bolster your ranks with the remaining enemy soldiers, or kill them, to prevent them returning to fight you again.
I think I'm gonna hit recruit. We want replenishment and we want troops.
Thrust with conviction and
All that.
strike true. The path is clear.
He seeks talented warriors to help lead the rebellion. The people are eager to rise up and fight for our cause, my lord. We should organize them under a captain and have them join our army. Challenge issued. He moves to prove the yellow turbans have strength. Wrestling control of a heavily guarded settlement from the tyrannical warlords will be difficult, my lord. Look for opportunities for expansion elsewhere. Liberating a village from chaos and oppression is the best way to further our cause. Settlements sympathetic to the yellow turban cause also can be annexed, bringing their resources and benefits under your control. We do have an iron mine not too far from the town that I think I want to upgrade. Upgrade it to iron pits. So it leaves us with 700 coin. I think I'm going to put this guy back in Ruin.
I would
And
visit the
put
temple.
him, I almost want to put him near there to a certain degree.
What do you wish, my lord?
Trying to look for recruitment here. There we go.
Let me be among my brothers again.
Ooh, reform choice pending. Here we go.
True ambition is not to match the great deeds of the past, but to build upon them. Reforms create fresh practices, military tactics, philosophies, laws, and tools.
Very cool.
True and
Courage malicious. That's what we'll do. This one's since the esteem of reason and the honouring of virtue is commanded by nobody, it is forever spontaneous. Therefore it is said that reason quickens all creatures, while virtue feeds them, raises them, nurtures them, completes them, matures them, rears them, and protects them. Oh, it's great. Whatever. You did that. Very good. Callback from earlier on in my process. That's all. So I am looking for how to recruit. So we're definitely looking on how to figure that one out. Create custom pin. What is this? Huh. Huh. Very cool.
Let me be among my brothers again.
So let's see here. Mission issued. We already did that one. Ancillaries gained. Forge Master, Clay Cup, Trader, Heirloom Spear, Eavesdropper. So records. What's the records? Alright, so this basically shows like a timeline of events, I think. Very cool. It's very well done. I mean, the map looks beautiful, and that is true. They made it really, spiff. Really spiff. Diplomacy. What is going on?
Diplomacy provides you with more tools to help further your cause when dealing with other factions.
Like, I usually say Dong Zhao, but I don't know if that's how you... I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Select a faction and review the diplomatic situation from their perspective. This will also change information on the map to their point of view. Diplomatic attitudes towards others is illustrated by this icon. Inspect its tooltip for detailed information about a faction's attitude towards you. When you select another faction, these icons and tooltips will change to represent every other faction's attitude towards the one selected. You also see key diplomatic treaties between you and every other faction, or from the selected faction's perspective. Use this to understand if a faction is liked or disliked by others. The enemy of your enemy is your friend, after all. This also helps to understand the impact of your own actions. Your enemy's friends will not approve of offensive actions against each other, for example. Very cool. You know why. Hangfu Song, Imperial Administrator. Imperial Holdings, he's rich. Pacifist Lord. Equal. Chai Mao. Very cool. Oh, look at this.
Excellent. Talk.
Another Yellow Turban Rebellion. Or is it the same one? Hang Xian. Food.
Excellent. Talk.
Huangzhou. Gongdu. Opportunistic Raider. What's diplomacy? What's the court?
A warlord must be skilled in politics if their faction is to thrive. Maintain stability amongst your generals and court nobles by keeping them satisfied or banishing dissenters that threaten your rule.
End turn. See where that puts us.
Your faction not only consists of settlements and armies, but your policies, reforms, and
There
family
it is, the
affairs.
recruit.
All contribute to your rule and deserve consideration.
This land is bustling with people. No doubt a gift to trade here.
Yeah, I've talked about it before. Is the sort of interaction that we have with spirit within the gameplay itself. I'm fairly certain from psychic communication. I'm able to speak with them within my mind. Ask a question, I receive an answer, and it's not just questions though. It's also conversation and communication. I can open channel them, and there is going to be at times I think moments where I open channel. In fact, I've already open channeled them at times throughout this content stream, etc. That sort of thing.
Time for prayer.
Your armies are composed of generals and their retinues. A retinue is made up to 6 units, and once a general is recruited, these loyal followers will follow them into battle, in service of your cause.
New capitals have been established. Wudu and Taishan.
When faith wavers, evil enters.
So that's upgrading right now. This will take 750. Recruitment assignments. Aronin Commandery.
Point forwards as
Raised
one.
an army. There we go. Still making about 1,000 per turn.
Hold the
And we'll
center.
recruit more over here. What do we want to recruit? That is fairly expensive. So, peasant warriors, scouts.
for the cause!
Warriors, attend!
Alright, so there's that. So now we have a new general, Guada. Let's just take a look and see what he has to offer.
My lord, I answer your request.
Character details. Cautious, deceitful, and scholarly. Faction control. The majority of your realm can be managed here, where you can access court, assign characters to offices and posts, and manage your dynastic affairs, diplomacy, make treaties, agreements with other faction leaders, reforms, choose permanent reforms as bonuses to your campaign, records, review past events and your progress, treasury, details of taxation and your economy. Faction summary. Left click your portrait to access the faction summary. Here you can find information about the progress of your campaign and your progress towards victory. Campaign overview. Important information to be considered before making strategic moves. It's displayed here.
The trees weep and shed their leaves.
Treasury, food, seasons, resources. Very good. Events. These are events that have occurred or dilemmas that await your decision. Recruit. Events. That's more events. Is this recruit? Army. High level information about your army shows the summary of its upkeep costs, which can help you quickly identify your most expensive forces. These will typically the most valuable armies, but it might be worth considering disbanding some of its units if they are not needed at this time. This will help to ease the load on your economy. This is the number of soldiers in this army. Use this button to zoom to this army on the map. High level information about your army. This one's it's this army effects. All effects acting on the army and away from it are displayed here. Effects on the army are summarized by different icons associated with effects from generals, territory, and its faction. Effects coming from the military force itself are part of the faction category. Additionally, there can be other special effects active, often temporary, such as effects that come into play when sacking a settlement. Retinues. Displayed for retinues and units in this army. Units are grouped into retinues, which each army consisting up to 3 of them. By clicking the recruit button, you can deploy additional retinues into a force after activating recruitment, which will also allow you to recruit further units into existing retinues. Retinues are commanded by a retinue commander. All units within it are loyal to this character. If they fall in battle, the retinue's unit will suffer a morale penalty. If a retinue commander dies, he can be replaced by another character. So yeah, this game's amazing. That's the way I feel about it. Character skills, ancillaries, traits, attributes, character name and background, character rank. Characters list will show you all the characters in your faction, separated into deployed characters at the top. Characters who are part of armies in the field are not yet deployed characters at the bottom. Indicates characters' satisfaction. Keep an eye on characters whose satisfaction is fading and may be worth gifting a valuable ancillary or a higher title or position within your administration. Review the tooltip on the satisfaction icon for further information. Characters can be compatible or incompatible, and you can review the tooltip to understand interactions between characters based on their opinions. Lists. Current missions and objectives can be viewed here. The end turn button. Classic. Character rank. There we go. Very good stuff. So we got 2 armies on the go here. I'm wondering if this dude would be better
My
Check
combined
that
with
your
him
army
now.
is well stocked with supplies before they embark on a long march or enter enemy territory. If they run out, your troops will start deserting or even dying.
Rest and
That's where we want to
patience
go. We want to go to the
restores.
iron mine. 72 left. End turn. I think I might want to initiate some diplomacy here because I think we are
There are
surrounded
many
by
intricacies
multiple.
to ruling, and a wise leader seeks counsel rather than allow pride to lead them into ignorance. If any aspect of your kingdom eludes you, you have only to ask for clarification.
On the march!
The yellow sky of
Buildings improve various aspects of your faction, making development of your settlements vital. You can construct one building at a time in each commandery. So if nothing is being built, you are missing an opportunity for development.
Flinch not from the season's withering touch.
Commanderies. Chang'an. I think what we want to do is we're going to go with some diplomacy here. Try and get some of these factions to not be at war with us.
I am not in the
Would
mood.
be decent.
Your very presence pollutes the air.
I think technically we're at war with him. It's not a good thing.
Get this over with.
Let us get this over with.
He is not going to accept that. That is for dang true.
A waste of time.
Welcome. Take a seat.
Trade and marriage. I'm gonna get some money for a spear that I won on the battlefield.
A
Deal
proposal
signed.
born of integrity.
Another deal made, but he didn't know what was gonna happen next.
The people.
Hopefully it was decent. Right. Farmland.
Thrust with conviction and strike true.
Speak quickly.
Draw inwards and strike out. Exhaustion clouds the mind.
I would visit the temple and meditate.
What we want to do here is more recruitment, I believe.
A newly recruited unit will report for duty immediately. but will continue to muster for some time before reaching full capacity.
So basically beset on all sides here by enemies and not able to secure a peace treaty. So we'll see if they try to invade us here, but they're just gonna be sitting around. They don't want to be attacking me, so I guess that might be it. I don't know.
I would browse their goods.
There's more race armies, 705. I'd like to continue to upgrade some of these things here, but I can't by way. You can only construct one building at a time, so I'd be able to upgrade this communal workshops here in a second.
The way is the only
Maybe
law.
I'll just let this one go by too. Balanced court. Rebel officers. Records. Reforms the treasury. Go down by 705 next turn. Well, we're gonna act.
The type of
Apologize.
terrain your army crosses will affect the speed of their movements and their supply chain. Plan your routes carefully to avoid unnecessary draining of your supplies.
Book of people for ye, for he ye. Sorry, my bad. For he ye. Or he I? Is it he I or he ye? I have to look it up. I do apologize for mispronunciation of names and such. Since the esteem of reason and the honoring of virtue. Oh, we've already read this one. Encouraging militias. So that's good. We finally figured that one out. For Christ's sake. Book of people. Just book of people. I thought we like book of the people. Book of people. Well, that's why. Iron pits. The mining of iron is easier when tunneling is not necessary. Very good.
The number of buildings you can construct in a settlement is dependent on its size. Expand your commandery capitals to make room for additional buildings.
So I need a small city to be able to upgrade that. 1500 right now.
Let me be among
Wonder.
my brothers again. Great fury!
We have engaged the enemy in battle. Now it is up to you to command your forces and destroy our foes.
Close defeat is what it would be if I attacked him.
Retreat!
Just wanted to see what it would be there.
Persevere!
Your armies take different stances for different purposes. Forced marches will quicken an army's pace, and a fortified stance will put them in a defensive position.
Reform choice. Heavenly reason. The heavenly reason does not quarrel, but it is sure to conquer. It speaks not, but it is sure to respond. It summons not, but it attracts men naturally. It works patiently, but is sure in its designs. That's exactly it. Well, you don't know why. That which is about to contract has surely been expanded. That which is about to weaken has surely been strengthened. That which is about to fall has surely been raised. That which is about to be despoiled has surely been endowed. This is an explanation of the secret that the tender and the weak conquer the hard and the strong. If only it wasn't so patient. Right. Why?
Here in faith.
Troops! Prepare my chambers.
They are mustering forces now, I see. So we're going to try and meet the grade. Just need to bring this dude over here. Change his stance.
I am at one
Looking
again.
forced march.
Ready yourselves.
See if we can take that place. We'll raise the army here. Do Bai Tai. Bai Tai. I'm going to bring this guy over here.
For the people!
Your generals and their retinues gain experience in battle, increasing their effectiveness. You must balance using their experience to fight the tougher battles, while making sure you don't waste them on doomed battles.
Remain on. I will visit
So
the
I'm
temple.
bringing another army to sort of reinforce Runin as I bring back the second army that was over there. And he decided to attack me, is what happened here. And that's interesting. I don't think they're going to win. So I think we'll play this last battle and wrap up this Let's Play number 1 in regards to the Yellow Turban Rebellion, a campaign, Total War 3 Kingdoms. It's the Psychic Wargamers.
Look out! Enemy reinforcements are here!
Look at this. Alright. We're facing off. I believe this is the Han. Taking on the Han again. These guys are just arriving right outside their doorstep. Holy smoke.
Swordsman! Go, go, go! March! Hurry! Move! March to the double! You are weak. Do not waste your breath. You will need it.
Rally! Our general needs our aid.
The arrows are just hitting those lancers. Sending forth some troops here. Hold them down here. They're sending their units here. Their lancers are sort of trapped now. Got them right trapped there, right in my spearmen.
Swordsman ready! Make ready!
I'm gonna send in the wings
Stand ready! Faster! Attack!
as my arrows are continuing to do their job here, hitting the archer militia now, but I kind of want them to be hitting something else. And this group right here is where we want to be hitting them.
The enemy unit flees!
Send these guys straight forward. And these guys is supporting. See, we're trying to just close this pocket of units started coming at us. Now they're gonna get hit by pelted by arrows. This is gonna be it for them, I think. More arrows making the grade.
To attention, archers! Arrows!
And they're folding. They are turning around here. There's a couple units left, I think.
The enemy unit flees.
There it is.
What cowards?
Giant militia on the run. The Lancers are still kind of moving back and forth. I gotta say, the archers are really well done. They did a really good job.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Move out! Double time!
And I'm gonna send in my archers against these Lancers now. And they are out for blood. They bring out their swords and they got these long machetes. Friggin' heck. And they have trapped the Lancers.
Warriors are running! Ha!
Say what you want about the about that when you got like 600 archers coming at you with swords in their hands. I don't know if 20 or 30 Lancers are going to be able to do much.
Move, move!
Prepare.
You got more units coming over here. Those two axemen are apparently the difference maker here. I don't know what is going on here, but it's 1200 to 400, so I think there's a bit of a disparity going on in regards to who's going to win this battle. I think the generals are still fighting potentially.
The time has come!
The time has come. Attack.
See, the generals still making some quick work on them. General battles going on right now. Look at this. You don't know why, 'cause that's what they do. You don't know why. Did you find that interesting? Scary is what I'd find it. I'd choose what you guys need. I was taking a screenshot because of the general battles that are taking place.
The men are out of ammunition!
To attention. Move, move, move. Ready.
The generals, those three generals really did mess us up a bit. As you can see, my troops are sort of falling back, trying to...
You have improved in my estimations! Take heed, warriors!
Ready yourselves. Double time.
Ready, bows! Archers, prepare!
Take heed.
Our men are running! The spineless cowards!
So this is going to be interesting to see if we can win this now, because those generals really took a lot out of us.
Blades, prepare!
Hurry, move.
Swords
So we're going to send everybody we got at them,
Just like
see if
that.
it makes a difference. And as you can see, my generals are still trying to take those generals out that are causing ruckus.
Attend! Swordsman! Swords sharpened! At the ready! Do not relent! Attend! Attend! Destroy them!
So now my generals are kind of causing a bit of havocs over on their end now, so hopefully that is... I'm still sending them forth, though. As you can see, they're just... irritants right in the middle of my army,
Revel in your death!
just attacking as
Your
they
words
move
are as
forth here.
pathetic as you are.
Hangzhou. Whoa.
Blades ready!
There seems to be some sort of like standstill here. Hey, there we go.
Bows! Archers! Move! Show no mercy! Ready! Attack! Strike!
Still yourselves!
It's gonna be a close one. I don't know. Those 2 units of axemen. Dang, axe band, yeah.
Look, the enemy run! Crazy!
There we go. There's one of the generals gone now.
The time has come! To attention! Unleash fury! Take heed, warriors! Show no mercy!
Oof. That was not good. That took out a lot of your units right there.
Raise spears! Attend me, spearmen! Spearmen, attend! Charge! Our men are running! The spineless cowards! The enemy general is fallen!
Enemy general's done there.
At the ready! Run! Run! To attention!
Sending my generals right over here. No! We're retreating. We do not want to retreat right now.
Go, go! Fight!
There we go.
Peasantry! Fight!
Recharge, recharge back. There goes my general starts to attack them from behind. There we go and do the same thing that they were doing to us. There we go.
Finish up!
Steel yourselves! Kill them! Move out quickly! Unleash fury!
Get that general.
The enemy general is
There we
fallen!
go.
They were no match!
Power of the generals, man. Look at this. Cutting down the whole unit there.
Stand ready! Attack!
At the ready!
Still one of the enemy unit generals still alive. Zhang Hu. And he's about to go down. Victory. He's retreating. That would be it. Let's just slow it down here. Survey the battle. Aftermath. So the main engagement happening right outside of where we sort of reinforced and just kind of meeting them head on.
Enemy general is fallen. They were
Pushed
no
forth.
match.
Take out those 2 last axe band units, and the generals almost lost. It was I think it was a close victory. I'm fairly certain. But the ragtag group emerges victorious. Pyrrhic, actually. Those lancers, though, they took out quite a few. Mandate from heaven.
Our victory is proof of heaven's approval.
To the task.
Beloved Lord, distribute the wealth. I think that'll be all. Yeah. So, I and others from Minster Guides are advocating for those that Minster Guides needed to be protected. Which guys needed? That was the first Let's Play of the Yellow Turban Rebellion's campaign from Total War 3 Kingdoms. This is the Psychic Wargamers. And stay safe.